section of mathematics class. This afternoon we'll be talking on the topic number base. As all familiar with number base, we have specifically four major types of number base. That is the most common one we use. We have the base 2, we have the base 8, we have the base 10, and we have the base 16. The base 2 is known as the binary. Base 8 is known as the octa. Base 10 is decimal, and base 16 is hexadecimal. So yeah, in going with our daily day-to-day activities, most of our calculations are in base 10, which is the decimal. So most of the calculations we know right from our primary school days up to secondary school days are in what? Are all in base 10. In the sense that, let's have this as an illustration. When you have 75 minus 29. Remember, when you have to do this now, you have 5 subtract 9. They will tell you it's impossible. When I ask you to come and borrow, you tell them you are borrowing 1. We don't borrow 1, we borrow 10. So when we borrow 10 here to make this, it makes 15. Going back to our primary school days, tell us we borrow 1. So now tell us when we borrow 1 to 5, it gives us what? It gives us 15. Normally, when we borrow 1, that will be 1 plus 5 is supposed to be 6. We borrow 10. So when you borrow 10, you add to 5, it gives us what? 15. Then you have your 15 minus 9, that gives us what? That gives us 6. Then here we'll be left with what? We'll be left with 6 here. Then 6 minus 2, we have 4. So most of our daily activities and calculation are in what? Are in base 10. But now we'll be doing some calculations in base 2, in base 8, in base 10, and in base 16. Alright. So when it comes to this, let's start with the first aspect of number base, which is the what? Let's start with the conversion aspect. When it comes to the conversion aspect, there are many things involved here. Sometimes you convert from base 10 to another base, and we convert from another base to what? To base 10. So it's either you are converting from base 10 to another base, or you convert from another base to base 10. Let's have this now. Let's convert 75 base 10 to a number in base 2. When we have this now, we are converting 75. Sometimes you might come across some question, they won't even tell you the base. They just have this. Convert 75 to a number in base 2. Automatically, you must know that means the number is in what? Is in base 10. But at the same time, you meet some examiners, they will help you. They will ask you 75 base 10 to a number in base 2. The first thing you do here is to what? You come like your normal division sign. This is 75. This is what? This is 2. So the first thing you have to do now, you have to look for 2 in 75. 2 goes in 75 how many times? That will be 37. Right? Yes, that is 37. 37 will be left with what? Remainder 1. Then you come again, the same 2 again, use it to divide 37. You'll be left with what? You'll be left with 18. 2 times 18 is 36. 37 minus 36, you'll be left with what? You'll still be left with 1. Let's go again. 2 in 18, that will be what? That will be 9. Are we left with any number? No. That will be remainder 0. Then we'll come again. 2 in 9, we'll be having what? We'll be having 4. And 2 multiplied by 4 gives us 8. That means we'll be left with what? 9 minus 8, which is what? Which is 1. Then we're having 2 here. 2 in 4, that will be what? 2. Remainder what? Remainder 0. And we're having 2 in 2, that will be what? 1. Remainder 0. When looking at this now, there's nothing to do again. But you still come and you proceed. Then you have your what? 2 in 1, that will be what? 0. Remainder. Any number that is here, then you bring it down here. Now when we take our reading like this. That's how I indicate with the other. We take our reading from the below to the upper part. Then we have it as what? We have it as 75 base 10 equals 100 1011 base 2. So I've converted this now from base 10 to what? To base 2. Let me now use this same number again to convert back to base 10. Maybe I'll be arriving at this what? As the same answer. Alright, so let me convert this now. 1001011 base 2 to a number in what? To a number in base 10. Then the first thing I have to come base 2. Now you start from your right hand side. You start with this. You label 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you have this, then we'll proceed. Then we have what? Next thing that will be 1, the 1 there, multiplied by the base, which is what? 2, raised to power what? Raised to power this number on top of 1, which is what? Which is 6. Plus, what's it? That is 0. Multiplied by the what? The base, which is what? 2, raised to power what? Raised to power 5. Followed by what's the next? That will be 0 multiplied by 2, raised to power what? Raised to power 4. Plus 1 multiplied by 2, 1 multiplied by 2, raised to power 3, plus this is what? 0 multiplied by 2 raised to power 2, plus next one is what? 1 multiplied by 2 raised to power 1, plus 1 multiplied by 2 raised to power what? Raised to power 0. Alright, let's go. Then 2 raised to power 6, that will be 64. 64 multiplied by 1, that is 64, that is 64, plus 2 raised to power 5 is 32. 32 multiplied by 0, that will be what? That will be 0, plus 2 raised to power 4. 2 raised to power 4 will be 16. 16 multiplied by 0, that is what? That is 0, plus 2 raised to power 3 is what? 8. 8 multiplied by 1, that gives us what? That gives us 8. This is also 2 raised to power 2, that is what? 0. No, 2 raised to power 2, that is what? 4. 4 times 0, that is what? 0. Coming here, we now have 2 raised to power 1, that is 2. 2 multiplied by 1 gives us 2, plus we now have this now 2 raised to power 0. Anything raised to power 0 is 1. 1000 raised to power 0 always give you what? Always give you 1. So when you have 2 raised to power 0, that's what? 1. 1 multiplied by 1, then we have what? We have 1. Alright, let's add together. Then we have 64 plus 8. That gives us what? That gives us 72. 72 plus 2, that gives us 74. And 74 plus 1, that gives us what? That gives us 75. You can see now, I arrived back at the same number I converted to base 2. And at the same time, when I check also, I had to check the number to know whether I'm right or wrong. And I arrived back at the same what? At the same answer. So when you are converting to from base 10 to another number, we go through the division method. But we have to convert from another number to base 10, then we have to go through what? We have to go through this method. Let's have some examples on this aspect before I proceed. You may have a scenario when you are told to convert 23 base 5 to a number in base 6. You have this 23 base 5. You are going to convert it to a number in what? In base 6. This is base 5, this is base 6. You know the other aspect we treated, it was from base what? From base 10 to base 2. So from base 10 to other base, or from other base we are coming back to what? To base 10. But here now, we are told to convert from 23 base 5 to a number in what? To a number in base 6. So the first thing you have to do now, you have to take this 23, you must take it first to a number in what? To a number in base 10. Then let's go. You have this as 23, then you have 5, you have what? 0, 1. That will be what? 2 times 5 raised to power what? 1, plus 3 times 5 raised to power 0. That is 5 raised to power 1 is what? 5. 5 multiplied by 2, we have 10, plus I say 5 raised to power 0 is what? That is 1. 1 multiplied by 3, we have 3, and we have what? We have 13 base 10. And I said convert to what? To a number in base 6. Then the next thing you have to come here now, then you have your 13, then you have your 6. 6 in 13, that is 2. 2 multiplied by 6, that is 12. Remember what? We are left with 1. Then we have 6 again. Then you now have what? 0 remainder. You bring these 2 down, you have 2. So your answer will now be what? That is 23 base 5 will be equal to what? 21 base 6. You can see here now, the first thing I have to do, I have to convert to base 10. From base 10, and I have to convert to base 6. Let's take a short break. I'll be right back.